Hello, wonderful people, and welcome to Critical Misses and this evening's episode of Masks Advanced Studies. I am Pope, your humble narrator and editor here for this wonderful comic series that we're putting together with these amazing people. But enough of me jibber-jabbering right now. Let's meet these folks. So first up is Kayla. How you doing, friend?
I'm doing all right. I'm Kayla Belmont. I'm going to be playing Scodloft, aka Strider, the protege.
Always an interesting time with that playbook. Someone who had a very interesting time last issue was Layla. How you doing, friend?
I am nervous. Hi, I'm Layla Bamontiari. I'll be playing Starla Delara, aka The Mark, in the playbook, The Reformed.
Someone who may not regret, just consider previous actions and the consequences thereof. Is Loki, played by Faye. How you doing, friend?
Hi. I'm doing good. Regret? We have no regrets. We don't know what that word means. I'm doing good. I'm ready to cause more problems. And I am Faye. I play Saskia Abbott, aka Loki, who is the Nova.
Nova go boom.
Nova go boom.
That is typically how they do. But before we get into the booms, the consequences, and everything, you will notice that there is one of us missing today. Donna, unfortunately, will no longer be able to continue with us due to work being more of a commitment than originally thought. We send Donna our very best and wish them the best in all their future endeavors. With that being said, you, our wonderful audience, have a number of ways of affecting our story with some tasty channel points. You will see things like +1 weapon, +2 magic item, cursed object, lore drop, name generator, things of that nature. They will affect our story going forward. +1 weapon is much more like a +1 forward if you are familiar with the, Magpie games and Powered by the Apocalypse systems. So it allows us to give the next person who is making a roll a +1 when appropriate, because I'm not going to make you guys roll a +1 when I have you roll to take a powerful blow just because some people gave you points. That would be mean. But for the things where our heroes can, try and do the good thing, that +1 can actually go a very long way in a 2d6 system. +2 magic item. There will be a MacGuffin that can pop up in game. I am a giant fan of MacGuffins, as is comic books. I just come from the John Constantine School of Magic. Everything is cursed. That it just is. So everything has a consequence. So keep that in mind if you're feeling generous. Cursed object. Ooh, delightful times. This is when I just get to add another villain to the Rogues Gallery. There are already so many, and I'm looking to add even more. Name generator, we can possibly have a significant NPC all of a sudden enter the fray in the course of our story. Have that 7,500 channel point thing, and then lore drop. We'll probably have a couple of panels explaining sort of maybe a specific character's backstory a bit, or a bit more context to the world at large. So if you want to possibly, see a little more of the world around the context in which our heroes live, by all means, please generously donate your points. We'll be keeping an eye on all those in the chat, and if we do not get to them in the course of this episode, they will make an appearance eventually in the next. And thank you all for being here. Story is nothing without its audience. You're much part of this, as we are. And with that, we should probably have a quick previous on Elder Millennial here. And again, we have Batman the Animated Series, X-Men the Animated Series, which we're getting back for some reason, but we're getting it. Here we are with our heroes. Our young collegiate superheroes previously were all gathered up at Empire State University, in which they are all taking classes, and sort of touched base with one another. Also, a particular dearly villainous, or at least infamous professor, the Ripper, a psychology professor, was brought up, as well as what to do about all that homework and each other's many different lives, habits, what have you. And as they went off, going about their days, interacting with things like pizza possums that are now in the hands of extra-dimensional entities, bits of their life of crime coming back to say hello at inappropriate times, and just contemplating one's previous life and a life already lived, things were interrupted, as they are often are in the Empire State. This time by Strider's mentor, Vale, calling them up and letting them know that things were terribly afoot, as many of the world's superheroes are off doing something to save dimension, galaxy, planet. They're not here. And so it is up to our young heroes to try and deal with all the villains that didn't go to help. They stayed here, and they're still busy. And so Starla called on an old contact, Lovelace, to get some context. And context was given, as there are a number of vaults containing all sorts of goodies that any villain would love to get their hands on. But even as the villains will play, there are far more dangerous predators in the Great Empire State. And one of them is on the prowl. That is Sanguine. She is brutal, ruthless, bloodthirsty, as she is a vampire, and one who takes more of a Frank Castle approach to crime, and permanently solving things. And the people who would stop her, those heroes that have gone elsewhere, are nowhere to be found. And the team conferred, and they're going to try. And so it is at that point in the team's base of operations where we rejoin them as we turn from the cover to our first page. What's up, heroes?
I was muted. Okay. Okay, so Sanguine is on the streets, and we need to make sure people don't get hurt. But I think we should probably try to at least come up with a little bit of a plan.
Depends on where we meet her at. Finding her, I don't think it'll be hard. We just follow the scent of blood and screams. But
Yeah. You think that we'll be able to just take her down, or should our plan more be to neutralize her for the time being?
neutralize is probably our best bet, and we're gonna have to be real careful, because she doesn't appreciate when folks get into her business, and she really likes guns, so.
Well, I don't appreciate it when people dig into my city, and I have arrows, which I guess are objectively worse, but they're what I have.
Cause a distraction, or try to get the jump on her.
That's true. All right, well, Saskia, what do you think?
I can cause problems pretty easily. It depends on how much collateral damage that we really need to worry about. You know, like, the bigger heroes usually...
Not a whole block?
Guys, we can't
A
have another
whole
marble
block.
incident. We can't do that again.
But we
They're
could,
still
though.
finding them.
Yeah, it's a great... Imagine if it was dice.
Do you know how much the city has had to pay out in legal fees from people slipping on those marbles? I don't think they'll be happy if another incident like that happens again. And we kind of need the support of the government,
Okay.
the city government.
Plus, if we make a big stink, who's to say that the bad guys aren't going to show up and wonder what the fuck's going on?
So no long-lasting issues is what I'm hearing. But I
Preferably.
don't always have control of that. And I need to tell you guys something.
Okay.
There was a small incident with the pizza possum, and
What did you do?
I
What
did
happened
nothing.
to the pizza possum?
The pizza possum may not be in our reality anymore. Like,
Okay,
might be in
okay.
another realm.
Did you?
Wait, when you say might not be in our reality anymore, is that an innuendo to try and tell us that the
No,
pizza
I
possum
think
is
it's
dead,
like
or do
I'm-
you?
No, that's quite
I think it's
literally-
actually outside of our current
Oh my God.
reality.
It's
Do you know
more-
which one?
I can guess.
You can. I mean, anyone can guess.
Well, let's call it an educated guess.
Okay.
Okay.
The Fae might have him.
Wait. Like, which there's a lot of Fae. Do you know? Do you mean?
I'm guessing.
Are you talking about the Fae? Like,
the summer court? Maybe. It's a thing. I
Okay. Well,
was trying to teach him to hotwire things so that then he could bribe people with arcade tickets and tokens so that then he could get more pizza and he'd be happier. And shit.
you were trying to
Hit
make
the
him
fan.
self-sufficient.
I was trying to make him self-sufficient,
No.
and I also thought, how fun would it be? Like, we start with the arcade machines, we work up to something like a tank, and then the possum comes in.
wait. What do you mean? Okay. Let's put a pin on this for now. We can worry
Okay.
about the possum in a bit. First, we got to deal with a vampire who has an overfondness of blood. I can't believe I'm trying to say that about a vampire. I think our plan here is that that Saskia, you are probably going to be our big boom when it comes all down to it.
Probably.
Yeah. So if we need a way out, like you're our go-to for that. Like if you can like cause like a horse to fall on her or just like a whole building, I don't know. Look, I don't know
I
exactly.
could trap her in another reality. Maybe.
I just want to say that I love this team more than anything in the world. And I guess I could be a distraction. I mean, I feel like I move around pretty fast. I move pretty quick, so and I do long range.
I feel like we definitely need to try to get the drop on her. Like, that is our best bet. We can't, like, just show up in front and be like, hey, cut it out.
So
It's bad.
we can't just like give over, say, nuggets and McFlurries and hope that she's happy. Oh my god, I've got an idea.
He's a vampire. I don't think she eats those.
Yeah,
I think she's
Okay.
probably the one person in the city that doesn't care about Mix Switzerland.
what if we do have Mix Switzerland for the vampire?
I don't think there are any Switzerland
Like
exchange students at school right now, so I don't think
Like an
that
A
that's
plus
possible.
blood, like McFlurry.
I
McFlurry? What do you...
I was thinking of Blood Flurry.
I don't think she's...
Yeah. So
And she
here's
just
what I
stops
think.
and
I
just,
think that
like,
we.
he just stares at the ground, just trying to process all this.
like-
Okay, I think that the first step is trying to find her and keep at a distance until maybe we catch her in a place where there will be minimal casualty and easiest capture.
If we can find out where she is, I can tail her, and if she starts to, do the whole slice and dice thing, we can jump in then, I think. With you two at range, I'll be in melee though, so I'll need your guys' back for this.
Yeah.
Well,
for
sure.
You'll
You'll need to have my back for this, but you know what I mean.
Are you
I
good
will
at the whole
hold your
melee
back
thing?
in my hands.
No, caress his back.
I'm pretty good at it, yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty good at it. He kind of grins.
I believe that wholeheartedly.
It's like- Actually, hold on. He goes to the fridge, grabs like a banana, whatever, and grabs like a knife, like chucks it up in the air and goes like, like cuts in half. So yeah, I can hold my own. So
I love that. So how are we going? Do you guys have any ideas of how we can find her?
well,
Follow the screams of villains? I don't know.
I'm probably gonna have to check near the docks, and plus most gang turf, I think.
Plus, we've got
actually,
I wonder.
We've got that other
hey
place.
GM, can I roll a check for this with my
You can
been
do
reading
this.
the files move? But I think I already did that last time.
Yes, he did, but you could. But that was specifically on Sanguine.
Yeah,
So if you're trying to think of a prominent target, you
yeah,
can go ahead. You could also do assess the situation if you wish.
yes. I will do assess the situation,
Okay.
and I don't think I can use be mindful of my surroundings because that's before a fight. No.
Yeah. Not.
Yeah.
Not in this context.
Yeah. Let's do assess the situation.
See how that plays out. A
Fine.
single hit. Okay, so you get one off of our Waffle House menu.
Okay.
And that is what here can I use to blank? What here is the biggest threat? What here is the greatest danger? Who here is most vulnerable to me? How could we best end this quickly?
So, I mean, we already know who the big threat is here. Either
I
the
think
first question or the second one for how to end this quickly, or I guess what is the best way to find her quickly? If that makes any sense.
What here can I use to find Sanguine quickly?
Yeah.
So within your base
Mhm.
of operations, you have a few bits of Vale's old tech that you could
Mhm.
use to possibly, should you get within comm channels, you can essentially do a quick read of
Mhm.
walkie-talkie and cell phone chatter, which you might be able to use to track down communications between people who are in the midst of, vampiric attack, but that has limited range.
Gotcha. I go off into the back. I pull out a box, and there's a little handheld radio scanner thing that I kind of bring back to the group. Kind of move the dust off of it.
Oh, nice. I didn't know we had that.
Yeah, it's a old piece of tech I had.
Cool.
Yeah, it's not gonna work more than a few blocks, but it'll help.
Yeah, and if we take it with us, it'll give us a wider range of searching. So that's good.
Besides, I think we all need a bit of an exercise before we go to tango. Kind of green. So,
Yeah.
Plus, don't we have that other place tomorrow that we have to deal with
Yes.
now?
yeah, with the
Yeah.
The
magic.
House of Horrors?
Yeah.
House of Secrets.
That
House
one.
of
House of
Yeah.
Secrets. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, one step at a time. She might have some info for us if we can convince her not to, kill us. So we'll
Why
see.
are we going after the one that's killing the villains, by the way?
Because we think that she's probably also killing civilians too.
Well, then
Right.
she's killing people.
Yes, all killing is bad.
Yeah.
Yes, all killing is bad. Yes. God damn it, you fuck it up every time.
Before we go, Mark, I wanted to ask. You mentioned that you had to make a deal, and I'm not going to pry or anything because that's your business, but I trust you, all right? I know things are messy, but I trust you. So,
With that, yeah. Trust that the deal I made was for the best of everyone.
when it gives you a look.
Like it's a good deal. It's a good deal. Don't worry about
Right.
it. I wouldn't make a deal that I didn't think was good and was net positive for sure, 100%.
Just as a rule, going forward, if there's any deals being made around me and the possible consequences of my actions, don't make them with the Fae.
I don't mess with the Fae. I don't. That's not great. Don't worry about it.
Perfect.
All right,
Okay.
let's head out, y'all.
Yeah, let's go.
And we turn the page, and we see our youthful heroes go out into the night. Beautiful city skyline. And we actually follow Overdrive, who sort of slipped out a little bit early as everyone was talking about deals and Fae. And is up amongst the city's rooftops, jumping from one to another. And then we have this panel of a shadowy figure, hands on the edge of one of the buildings on the rooftop, and definitely implied by the angle that they're observing Overdrive. And then Overdrive just sort of skids to a point on one of these rooftops, observing some of the local traffic. And then that same black hand just comes out of nowhere, grabs Overdrive covering their mouth, and then poof, they're both gone. No sign of either of them. Just the rooftop on another noisy night in the Empire State. We turn the page, and we see this beautiful pink bowed possum, and it is training with a bronze spear alongside the queen, and learning to, stab straw dummies, and being put through its own Fey militaristic paces. And as the panels progress in this montage, the possum is just growing larger in size. And we turn the page. And we're now out by the docks in the Empire City. The river runs by, a lot of trade up and down. Just a few miles off. there's the Atlantic Sea, and then inward series of different rivers, lakes, and so there is a ton of trade that comes through here. But that's not what we're interested in. We're not interested in economics. We're interested in who's at the docks, what's going on. Now, as for the who, that would be Honeybee and her many, many henchmen. The Goonian has a good deal with Honeybee and her henchmen. Because if you're going to use goons, use the Goonian. Union only. So they're having a relatively quiet night until we see one of Honeybee's costumed goons go from just, on lookout to a very quick Wilhelm scream as this clawed, very muscled but feminine hand just comes up, grabs, snatches him, thrusts him onto the ground, and then there's just teeth and blood and squelching noises. And we turn the page, and we see our young heroes at the edge of the dockyard. So what you all up to?
Strider just has a big grin on his face because he spent the past few minutes just running across rooftops with his sling to swing by and between a few, and he's got some sweat, but he's liking it so far. And I think he's crushed on a gargoyle that's off to one side on one of the rooftops.
Yeah, Starla has only broken a little bit of a sweat because their theater major makes them take a bunch of dance classes, and so they're used to physicality for sure. They're definitely still tense. They don't like the idea of fighting a vampire. That does not sound fun, but also gotta do it.
Where do we find Saskia?
Saskia has they took a little bit of extra time because the entire way that they were the entire way from their base to the docks, they've been singing the worst earworms to try and get it in Layla. Nope, Starla and Scott's head. So they're sitting going if you spell applesauce with a B, you can call it applesauce.
You spell applesauce with a B.
What are you two talking about right now?
It becomes applesauce.
And when they see Strider crouched on top of the gargoyle, they get their phone out and get a photo this is going on Twitter.
Feel free to make me roll for this, but I would love it if at some point while we were running across roofs, I stole a coffee from someone and I just hand it to Loki.
Yes!
Is this part of a move?
I don't know if it's part of a move. I don't think so.
The Reformed has many moves, some of them being petty crimes.
Well, let me check. I don't think the moves that I took, because I could only take 2, was wrong side of the tracks and what the hell, hero.
Okay, so you did not take blowing off some steam.
No.
Okay, so that technically isn't a move. Okay, but in order to purloin this coffee in mid patrol, I would like you to unleash your powers. So roll freak. Let's see how this goes.
Okay.
I've also just realized Strider is basically
I
dragging.
don't know if this is good or bad. I don't know
Oh,
if this is good or bad. It's an 11. I don't know if that's good or bad.
It's good. It's good. So you managed to just very stealthily, very quietly on one of those, street corner coffee shops that are still operating at around, 1 a.m. To snatch some poor schmuck's coffee before he realizes it's gone.
I don't know. Yeah. Can we say it was a corrupt politician to make me feel better?
Corrupt
How would you
politicians
find that out?
Usually don't
Mid-start?
I don't
have
know.
coffee at 1 a.m. This to most assuage your guilt, this can at best be either a cop of some kind, or the only other person that I can think of. Let's see here, 1 a.m. street corner coffee. So this is a cop, taxi driver, or maybe a late night reporter. Those are the random choices. And since we have a random chance, it's time for the happy sad die. And it is the late night reporter. You have just robbed from the press. Congratulations.
They should pay you more, but also I really need this. As I'm swinging away. And then I hand it to Loki.
Loki chugs
Give us
it.
some coffee. We need you at your best, and I know how to get you at your best. So here we are.
And
Strider's just gonna look around the dock and see if there's any lights on, if there's anything like gun noises or anything like that.
go ahead and give me another assess the situation now that you're here.
I love that Strider is the only one doing anything actually relevant to the mission.
You could.
I know, I don't want to be the stick in the mud, but
No, it's good. It keeps the
It's
plot
so-
moving forward while we just act like idiots. Like,
You have picked the proper playbook. The protege is always the one that has to be on mission, while everyone else is usually off.
I
Yeah.
can't wait.
12. Yeah, I'm in the zone. Assess the situation.
Oh my gosh.
oh, nice. Okay, we're starting off good tonight.
I got some
Okay.
good rolls this time around.
So that's 2 off of our Waffle House menu.
Okay, let me look at it again. Alright.
What here can I use to blank? What here is the biggest threat? What here is in the greatest danger? Who here is most vulnerable to me? How could we best end this quickly?
What here is in the greatest danger, and what here can I use to try to sneak up on Sanguine?
Most danger.
Like any rooftops or anything like that?
We'll,
Like that kind of stuff.
we'll get to that, but first, who here is the most danger? Probably, Honeybee and her goons, as you can see a few of them from your vantage point, strewn about the dockside rooftops, out a couple of pints, as it were. At the very least. It looks messy. What best you could use to possibly get the drop on Sanguine? Best thing you could think of is maybe using, there's a couple of, because being able to guide ships in at any time of the night, there's a couple of searchlights down by the docks. If you could angle one of those like into Sanguine's sight line, vampires typically don't like light, especially high intensity light. You know, the kind that you would use to guide a ship in and be able to light everything up in pitch darkness.
I do a short whistle to to the other two. I look at them and then I point to where the bodies are. And I leap off of the gargoyle and down a slanted roof and then down a pipe. And I start to slowly move towards them and to one of the bodies and see if there's still like a pulse on one of them.
Doesn't take you. This is difficult for you. You check the pulse. It's weak, but it's still there, and they are out of it. You also find on their person, considering that this is, well, a goon, and one of Honeybee's goons, on top of, the typical accoutrement of a henchman, Honeybee likes to arm all of hers with a bee bomb. It is a sort of hyper biotech grenade. So it's AoE, and the little BBs that are in it will seek out living flesh, and are also toxic. Condolences, you have access to one of these.
Gotcha. Hey, y'all, they're still alive. At least some of them are. They got a pulse weak. I'd call 911 just to get EMS down here. If one of you can get to one of the searchlights, and hold on to it, I think I can get Sanguine out here, if possible.
I think I'll do the searchlight. I think it makes sense for me to do it.
Lucky. It's time to raise some hell.
All right, where do you want me to? Will you let me know where you want me to point it and when you want me to use it?
Yeah, I'll let you know.
Okay, cool. And then I go to get a hold of that searchlight and prepare for a battle.
Very good.
Then I go to the little radio thing and I turn it on to see if I can't get like somebody saying where things are, stuff like that.
There's a lot of different chatter, but a lot of it is noise. Until you dial into a channel where there's the sound of very muffled gunfire, if that is even guns. It's loud, but it's not that piercing noise. There's something off about it. Then you can hear some yelling. It's distant. It's like somebody left a walkie on in a couple of rooms away from wherever this conflict is happening.
Right. Underground? In the warehouse? Okay. Is there like a sewage drain anywhere around here?
Oh yeah, there's tons of them.
Alright, I'm gonna slip down one. I'm also... Does the goon have a radio on them?
The one that you were pounding down, no.
Okay.
They had a bee gun,
Uh-huh.
but it looks like whatever was in it has been removed. The bee bomb, and then like a first aid kit of some sort, like first medical aid. A lot of stuff for like antitoxins, considering who they work for. Makes sense.
Gotcha.
And a number of high energy
Take one of
bars.
those. Take one of those.
Honey-based power bar.
Don't know if
Oh,
I'll take
just,
that. I don't eat strange foods.
Just to clarify, so they're dead? No, they're not dead, but they're lying on the docks. Is there like a boat that they're near, like a building, or?
Think
I've
of it.
lost the thread on that a little bit.
Okay, so you have the wide docks, you are positioned near one of the searchlights at one of the piers. Across the way, there is a warehouse where most of these guys are strewn about the property, whether it is on the ground outside the warehouse or on the roof of the warehouse. They are scattered about. And Strider currently is by one that was on the side of the warehouse, and just a few steps away is a sewer grate to get down below.
Nice. Cool.
Alright, Hill. Time to Cowabunga, I suppose. And I'll like get the grate up and like slip down, and just immediately just look around, see if I can hear anything.
There's a lot of sloshing,
Mhm.
and in the far distance, aside from being assaulted by smell,
Mhm.
there is the sound of again that sort of muffled gunfire.
I'm gonna. Are there like Are there pipes near the top of this thing? Near the top of the tunnel?
No, there's
Gotcha.
not a ton of piping. There is some service lighting
Mhm.
down here that's caged, but most of what you're in is like these are servicing tunnels that will get you to, the sewage stuff, which is again that scent is super strong down here.
Yep. I think I'm just gonna have to tiptoe this one. I can't crawl on anything out down here. So I'm gonna
Otherwise,
slowly and
it's just-
quietly try to, sneak towards
Okay.
those sounds.
As you are sneaking, Saskia, Loki, our good friend, what are you up to?
I am not going down the sewers.
But of course,
Strider, why are you, why?
Listen, sometimes you just gotta crawl into the sewers. And besides, I don't
Yeah.
think they're gonna expect me to come up from below at this point either. So
Okay. Can I go through the front door?
give me some time to find them first, because I don't want you to walk in and just get sprayed by bee bullets.
I note that we're not splitting the party up too much, but I am talking into my communicator right now.
Yeah.
I know that we're not splitting the party up too much, but this does make me a little bit nervous. Loki, if you don't want to go
What
down in the
is that?
sewers, you can, oh God, I don't want to know, but I might find out. Loki, if you don't want to go down in the sewers, if you want to wait by the searchlight, I feel nervous with Strider not having any backup.
I was gonna be back up. I was just gonna be up here.
Well,
I
I
have-
feel like backup needs to be back down currently, like in the sewers.
I have a thing I can do.
Okay, I trust that. I believe that.
I can stop things getting out of an area that I deem a threat.
That's handy.
Yeah, you kind of jumped in the sewers before I could tell you that.
Sorry, it's been a while.
It's okay.
Lipstick
So-
smells really good.
So I was gonna go with like doing that around the warehouse.
Yeah, do that.
Okay.
and just as you're about to,
Oh, great.
we turn the page, and we have our heroes scattered about this dockside. And then the conflict that is ongoing makes itself felt and heard as there is a great upheaval of earth, stone, metal, bits of warehouse. As there is a large boom of some sort, and pouring out of it is Sanguine, a few of Honeybee's goons, an inordinate amount of bees, and Honeybee herself, who flits up flying. How dare you? As Sanguine is definitely nursing some new wounds, and probably was expecting to get more of a drop on Honeybee. But it appears that Honeybee has toys. Toys that we haven't seen her use before. And now the team is technically all here. So we have the team pool as you have all joined up and things have gone off. So there's 2 teams to start with.
There is an extra team if you'll allow me to be leader for this. Because I have
You know
captain.
Absolutely. I will. Absolutely.
Okay, so there's one more for that move.
Mhm.
However, I don't believe the leader you have influence over every teammate. So that's a no.
Well, I don't think it's like I think the team decides if I am. I don't think influence comes into it.
Well, again, that you have that one, but there's other things in the team mechanic. If the leader
Okay.
has influence over every teammate, they add in our team. If
Gotcha.
everyone has the same purpose in this fight, which I believe you all do, that's another, so we're at 4.
Okay.
Does any member mistrust the team or leader at this moment?
No.
However, given the situation, I think you are ill prepared for this because you were more inclined to take on just Sanguine. Not Sanguine, Honeybee, and her henchmen all at once. So you have 3 team in your pool.
There a place I can go that is good like a reference sheet for what we are talking about currently? Is it just in the core moves?
Think of team as a resource. Don't. This is where focusing on mechanics can cause blindness. Team is a pooled resource that you can use in one of 2 ways. Best way to look at using team is the basic moves PDF. It is under the peripheral moves section, which is the 2nd page. So, what you can normally do with team, when working together, you can spend a team to give a teammate a +1 to their next roll. You have to be nearby, and you have to be able to describe what it is you're doing and how you are helped. Then you can spend team that way. However, you can also use team selfishly. If you do so, you have to say how your actions ignore or insult your teammates. You remove 1 team from the pool and shift 1 label up and 1 label down of your choice. You can use this option after rolling to alter the label you're rolling with. That is how you use team. It's a pool resource that gives you a little bit of a bump. You can either use it unselfishly to help others or selfishly to adjust your own labels on the fly. So you have 3 of those.
I understand.
But yeah, no, the best thing for this, with all things in playing this game, is have your own playbook open, and then the basic moves PDF, because that is 2 pages of practically everything that you ever need to know about this game. It is very player facing, and is part of the reason why I love it. So, conflict is joined, and you are all together in said conflict as Honeybee and Sanguine are facing off. Who would like to go first? All right, Loki, what you up to?
I'm gonna first off do my thing for charging up my powers.
Okay, so the Nova is flaring up.
So it says roll plus conditions. So if I don't
Yes.
have any, it's just a flat roll, isn't it?
Yep.
Shit.
Yep.
Great. This is gonna go poorly. Or not.
8.
Fuck yeah.
8 is a hit, so when you charge up the powers, you roll plus conditions you currently have marked. On a hit, hold 3 burn. On 7 to 9, which is what you rolled, you mark a condition. On miss, you hold 2 burn and mark 3 conditions. So what condition are you marking?
I'm gonna go with angry, because they were in the middle of planning, and then they blew up a warehouse, and blowing things up is my deal. This
Okay.
is unacceptable.
So you have marked angry, and you have 3 burn to hold to use for your powers.
Yeah. Can I use one of my powers at the same time?
Let's consult the happy sad die. Yes.
Yay! So I'm gonna make a moat around, like, that traps Sanguine and Honeybee inside it, so that then as many of the goons are outside as possible, but those two are trapped inside.
Okay, so you're spending for the moat move, which creates a barrier that will hold back threats as long as you keep your attention on it.
Yeah.
I may call for you to spend another burn if the barrier is threatened by particularly powerful enemies. We'll put a pin on that.
I feel like Strider just watches sewer water just flow past him to just a weird speed. I'm just like, ugh.
Well, you definitely hear the explosion, and yes, there is a sewage tsunami that heads past where you were. You managed to avoid the splash zone, but just barely.
Strider, they're up here.
Oh, Strider, yeah, you might want to get up here
Yeah,
5
super
minutes
right
ago.
now. And then
yeah,
after
I've heard that too. Yeah.
And then after I let Strider know that, I turn on the lights. Oh, well, I should probably wait. Give me a second. Hey, Strider, do you think now is a good time? You're the leader. Is now a good time to turn on the lights?
Well, I certainly wasn't expecting it, and if they're gonna cause an yes, just do it.
Oh, got it. And then I turn on the lights, and if there's a strobe setting, I would like to do the strobe setting.
Oh, good heavens.
Party time.
I would like you to roll superior, because this feels like a provoke someone.
Oh my god, where's I've lost it. Oh god.
Superior
I can
is
find
on the left-hand side under labels. Just
Yes,
roll
yes,
your
yes.
superior.
I was trying to find the tab where I had it. I think that, and then I have to. Oh goodness. What is going on? Okay, right here. Yes. Okay, submit. Ah!
Sick. Well, good news. Mark potential.
I will.
Okay, and now we check for the bad news. What is a miss on provoke? So, I've got good news. I've got bad news. Good news. This doesn't necessarily you turn on the light, you flick on the strobe effect. You succeeded in that. Bad news. While this definitely... Sanguine is having a bad night. This does very little to Honeybee and her henchmen, who now know that someone is there by said light, and the entire place is incredibly well illuminated, whilst being strobed. So this is possibly the worst art house film in history that is happening at the docks right now.
You know what? I got my strobe. Obviously this isn't turning out how I'd hoped. You said I'm on one of the docks, right? Can I jump into the water to hide?
We'll get to that in a moment. Strider, what are you doing?
Okay, I just stare up where it was, like, I just got in here. Okay. And
I bet it looks like there's a club going on outside.
like, what is, you know what? Fine. And like I do the grapple hook out, you know, and I get on top of the warehouse that way, and I think I'm gonna leap down on whatever fight this is and just try to cause as much chaos as I can. So I kind of do like a cartwheel into like a smoke bomb.
Roll to directly engage the threat, please.
I'm not very good at that, but I do have a +1 from the captain. So,
yeah.
This one. So a hit.
So a hit. So you get to pick one from our Waffle House menu of heroics.
Right. You know what? I don't think we need anything right now, because Sister avoid the blows, take something from them, create an opportunity for our allies, impress, surprise, or find the opposition. I think, because I want them to stop fighting, I think it's going to be an impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition for this one.
Okay, so which of the three would you like? Impress, surprise, or fright?
Surprise them, I think.
Okay, so currently Honeybee and Sanguine are locked in this transparent barrier being bombarded by strobing light. Strider, you have descended upon the henchmen that are outside said barrier and are beginning to do the very youthful heroics of kicking ass of henchmen. They are most certainly surprised. However, there are more of them than there are of you. I would like you to roll take a powerful blow.
Okay. So, I guess as I'm just like trying to fight them, I just shout out, it's like, you know, if y'all are trying to have a raid, usually explosions aren't the best idea in the world.
Is defend something I can only do on my turn, or is it something that I can do?
You can attempt to do that when you are nearby.
Mm-hmm.
This is a flat
I am not.
D6.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
no penalty, no situational bonus. Okay, here's hoping I miss. No,
nope, that's a hit. So,
let's see here.
What would you like to do with this moment as one of the henchmen manages to fire off their stinger pistol and definitely makes contact with you, or you are not feeling great in this moment?
Probably give ground, I think.
Give ground. Okay.
Yeah.
So, in this moment, you are in the midst, very much like the Arkham series of games. Strider is now in the midst of all these henchmen. has managed to take a number of them off their feet, but there's still a 3-on-1 scenario as one of these henchmen manages to get a shot off. This sound, as it's not a bullet but a needle that ends up getting into and scratching Strider through the suit, causing no end of irritation. You will end up like moving back away from the henchmen as two of them are now trying to get through the barrier, and Sanguine is in not a shape to be dealing with all this between the lights, whatever happened between her and Honeybee, and now this barrier, as Honeybee is just pissed. Loki, you have a choice to make. You can spend another of your burn to maintain this barrier, or Honeybee's gonna break out.
We need her here. Ho-ho. We need her here. Ho-ho.
I'll spend the burn. This isn't my turn, is it?
No, but
Okay.
you can feel Honeybee using her technology and her abilities to try and blow apart this magical barrier that you have imposed upon her and Sanguine. And it takes a good bit of your oomph and your focus to keep that from happening in this moment. You're able to maintain for now, but pending on both Sanguine and Honeybee, this barrier is on borrowed time. Strider has given ground, and we've seen what the henchmen are doing as they are engaging Strider. Honeybee is trying to bust out. Sanguine is giving ground to two foes, technically. Sanguine uses this opportunity as Honeybee is distracted with the barrier to try and shake off the light, whatever Honeybee did to her. And then, just with Honeybee distracted, leaps up from prone, just zips up, that undead metabolism kicking in, as well as some form of terrible frenzy, and just completely latches on to Honeybee, biting into Honeybee's neck, and with these long claws, just tearing off bits of armor from Honeybee. Like we have this beautiful panel of just Honeybee, a look gone from anger is now a face of terror, as there are now fangs in Honeybee's neck, and Sanguine's eyes are just bulging, two giant red orbs. Whatever person is in there is gone. This is just pure instinct. So now, Loki, what would you like to do?
So Loki is going to do a reality storm inside the barrier and let the barrier fall as the reality storm kicks off.
Oh,
That's why I wanted to hold it for that little bit longer, because they're still stuck there.
okay, so you roll freak instead of danger, and we see what happens.
Don't fuck me, Roll20, please. Yes!
In this moment, in this most precious of moments, as Roll20 comes for us all, at this moment, it does not come for you this day. Not yet.
Not yet.
And-
Got plenty of time to do that.
And so barrier falls as this raging storm of alternate realities bombards these two, who are already grappled in a life and death struggle. So that is a full hit on directly engage the threat. So off of our menu, you have two choices. Resist or avoid their blows, take something from them, create an opportunity for your allies, impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition. You get two off of this.
Does Honeybee have anything that looks new? Like the new things that we haven't seen them use much?
There's a lot of new tech. One, she's got some sort of repulsor boots. They're allowing her to fly. Like beforehand, she had to rely on, the bees. Now she's not relying on the bees. It's just the boots. Armor, but that's currently being shredded. Like really nice new armor. And then has an upgraded brand new utility belt.
I need a choice. I need something that's not me to make a choice. Where's my...
Sounds like a D6. Would you like to just roll a D6?
Only got a D20. That's
Okay.
fine. So I'm gonna go for the gonna try and get the boots.
Yes.
Okay. So
And the second
that's-
one being
yeah,
the
what's your
resist and avoid their blows.
Okay.
Blows?
So you manage to, with your powers, as you've unleashed this hellacious magical whirlwind, the barrier breaking down, boards from the docks just flipping up into the air, going every which way. The already destroyed earth beneath this warehouse now swirling in the air. The smell is horrific. And now with a blink and flash of light in the midst of all the strobing, the boots that were on Honeybee's feet are now on yours.
Yes.
And you are just sort of, you go from standing where you are to now suddenly 6 feet higher in the air with
When
no idea of how to use these.
oh, that's fine.
technically.
When Loki grabbed the boots, they did turn around and go yoink, because of course they did. It's comic book.
Of course.
They be mine now.
So, what is the markup to? What's Starla doing in this moment?
Oh. I think that originally their plan was, oh, I'll engage from far away. But now they see like all of their friends really tightly packed together in like this space, and they're like, okay, let's go. And they start like running towards the danger. And I think that Amber Strider doesn't want like anyone to die. And so they're like, okay. And so I'm going to try to provoke Sanguine to get her off of Honeybee.
Okay.
I was gonna do that, but that's okay.
So how are you doing that?
That's a good question. I think I go, hey, Sanguine, you suck in multiple ways. Like, you suck, but also, like, I'm the power of bad pun.
There are stranger things. Roll that provoke.
I would like to help with this, with the
By all
team
means.
thing.
Yeah,
I would
you're
like to
right
spend-
there.
Yeah,
So how
just-
are you helping with this
it's
provoke?
just like, okay, I'm like, okay, that's gonna stab. No. Oh, a rock, and I'm just gonna like throw it at Sanguine to just piss her off.
Okay, So roll provoke someone with a +1.
Do I have to add the plus symbol, or can I just put one in the input value?
You can just put 1 in there.
Okay, great. Submit. Okay.
8. Okay, so they don't necessarily let go of Honeybee. Instead, I did a choice of our Waffle House hero menu. So, I'm going to say, that they stumble between the insult and the rock. They're still on Honeybee, but the teeth come out of the neck. The claws stop digging, and they're just like a cat holding their prey, looking at their owner, and just going, "Why the hell are you interrupting me?" That very predatory, like, "I'm in the middle of something, leave me alone."
Yeah, I think the Mark probably knows quite a bit about the horror that Sanguine has released on other people, and so they are terrified.
Okay, and actually, since you mentioned the terror, I want, since both Strider and the Mark are at ground zero facing off against this supernatural, horrific threat, to both take a powerful blow.
Cool.
I just took one of those.
That's
Is
the
it
life of
just
a
a
superhero.
flat?
Can
It's-
Loki try and defend?
You can choose to try and defend one of them.
Defend Strider.
Yeah, Loki's gonna try and defend Strider.
Okay, so first, in order of things, this is almost like magic and operating the stack. So first, we're going to resolve the defend.
Okay.
So first, let's do that.
Yeah, nope.
5.
I was about to say that Strider was gonna try to defend the Mark, but I don't know how that works. So.
Not so much, because you're both in
Yeah.
the splash zone.
Okay.
So Loki, you're trying to reach out with your powers to try and defend your friends, but in this moment, with all of your power, the reality storm is starting to die down. And the boots just sort of, you're trying, it's like being on roller skates for the first time. And all of a sudden, your legs just sort of splay out as you're hovering in the air. And in that moment of uncertainty, your concentration is broken.
Oh,
And so whatever it was that you were going to do to try and aid just fizzles. Now, I want both Strider and the Mark to roll take a powerful blow, which is just rolling conditions. So there should be a button next to conditions. Press the button.
That's good in this case.
Oh, hey,
Yes.
yay! Hey,
That's
we both
actually
are fine.
very, very, very good. Both of you
I rolled 2 natural ones.
roll. Both of you mark potential and tell me, in the face of this supernatural horror, how do you steel yourselves?
I think we steal together, because we're like back to back, and so we're like
Mhm.
we fight them off together, and
It's like- I think also with this, I think Strider has fought supernatural things before, so he's not as scared of vampire stuff. So I think he grabs the Mark's hand. He's like, "Hey, we got this," and gives him a fist bump.
yeah,
so.
we got this.
Fist bump to the rescue in this moment.
Yeah.
So now that's happened. Okay. So things are looking good. That's when terrible things happen. As henchmen mean well. They really do. But they don't necessarily think everything through. And in this moment of having heroes and a, well, rampaging vampire coming after them and their boss, one of them feels like this is too much even for them. Like, the Gunion provides good stuff, but this is above what they're being paid. And so they pull the pin and they throw the grenade.
The really bad decision.
Yeah. As they hit the deck.
Mhm.
So as you two just steal together, I need everyone to take a powerful blow here. Because this is gonna suck.
Yes! Fuck yes!
What I took it.
On.
I rolled 2 nat ones.
Oh my
no.
god.
So this is a beautiful thing. So
Because we're
pin.
all taking a powerful blow, none of us can defend, right?
yeah, you're all in the midst of the suck. So Ping, this is very, I'm having a beautiful Avengers / Fantastic Four moment here. This is the stuff I relish. Ping gets pulled, grenade gets thrown, and there's an explosion, and with the explosion is high velocity, nano enhanced bees. As they just fly out and sting anything and everything. Somehow, Loki, in this moment of absolute chaos, this whirlwind of explosion and menace, it's almost as everything just slows down for you. And all of these bees just come rushing past you. And in the building behind you, there is this perfect Loki-shaped outline in the building behind you. As you are unscathed.
What the fuck?
However,
Oh no.
almost everyone else at ground zero are having a bad time. So first, Strider, you will have the lesser version. What happens to you?
Okay, so I have to choose if I remove myself for the situation or lose control of myself or the powers. Okay.
Oh, you have the greater one?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
have.
I got the
okay.
8.
Yeah,
Okay.
11 plus. Yeah.
Okay, so let's first go with the mark. You have the 8. What's the mark doing?
I think I am going to struggle past the pain, I think.
What 2 conditions are you marking?
That, let me look at wrong one. I'm probably going to mark afraid
Legit.
and not hopeless. Insecure.
Okay.
I
So
think that makes
afraid
sense.
and insecure happens, and then Strider, what happens?
Because I wanted to like have Strider's instinct to be like to jump on the grenade somehow. Clearly that didn't work. But I think I'm gonna have him like try anyway and get blown into the warehouse and get bleeding out.
So you're
That
taken
makes
out of the
sense.
fight.
Yeah.
So you take a good brunt of bees and the
Mhm.
explosion, and you just see Strider hit the ground inside the blown out warehouse unconscious. Now, from all of this, there is a silver lining of sorts. One, where there were 5 henchmen, there is now 1 mobile, and they have decided that discretion is the better part of valor because they're the one that pulled the pin on the grenade, and so they're fleeing. Honeybee is just between Sanguine and the explosion out. Sanguine, on the other hand, the terrible thing about vampires is a lot of physical damage, unless it's very specific types. All it does is piss him off. And Sanguine is irritated. But good news. In that moment, something not in the beast brain, but to panels in the previous issue earlier, registers precisely who's here. And there's a growl that turns into a howl. And with that, there's this frustrated stare right at the bark. And then she just turns into a swarm of bats and flies off. And that, folks, is where we're going to take our break.
No Strider needs one.
Thank you all so much. Go get your refreshments and stay tuned as we return for more Masks and Advanced Studies. See you soon, folks. Hello, wonderful people, and welcome back to Critical Misses as we continue on with our current issue of Masks Advanced Studies. Our heroes just have seen Sanguine, the vampiric anti-hero, turn into a bunch of bats and fly off into the night, leaving them to deal with the ramifications of their fight, as well as hers, with Honeybee, the mid-tier villainous laying down in a crater of possibly her own design, added to by a henchman and Loki. So there is this now large crater at the dockside, and Strider is been blasted into the blown out warehouse, where lying in pain, unconscious, the Mark nearby, steaming and riddled with holes from the bee grenade that was launched, and Loki descending down upon the scene with the newly acquired hover boots to quickly assess the situation, grab what they can, and let's see where we go next. So, actually, yeah, let's go with Loki first. What are you up to?
Loki looks to the Mark and goes, utility belt, grab it, and goes over to Strider to be like, don't know first aid very well, but I think this is what you do. It's like, how do you deal with bees? And they see the, like, they'd look for the pouch that Strider got with the anti-venoms.
Yes.
And begins, like, looking through it, being like, one of these has got to work.
Oh dear.
While Loki is doing that, I'm probably holding, like, my hand crossbow, like, to Honeybee's face, just in case, like, she wakes up.
The no murder thing is not staying on the table long, is it?
Well,
Captain
I'm
No
not
Murder
planning
is
on
unconscious.
murdering.
I am trying to be unconscious here. Stop it.
Captain No Murder can't stop us now.
It's more of like a, so she doesn't try anything when she wakes up. Not a, I'm gonna murder you as soon as you open your eyes.
Knowing the two of our characters, though, there's a bit of a threat behind it.
Maybe a little.
So you managed to get the utility belt off of me. I'm not gonna have to roll for that. What I will have a roll for is Loki. You are playing roulette with anti-venoms. Let's see how this goes.
Which one am I rolling?
We're gonna say in this case, this feels like a superior roll, so let's make it a superior.
Okay. I'm so glad it was that.
This is sort of like advanced knowledge, so let's go superior. Okay.
I'm a genius.
Good news. First try, out the gate, you administer the right one. Bad news is you didn't necessarily administer it in the best way forward. So you just went, meatiest part of body. And so it's going to take a while to take effect.
Is she sticking in my ass? What's going on?
Like the meat.
I don't know,
of
is
the
your
thigh.
ass meaty?
I was gonna say it's either gonna be like there were two options.
Okay, tell me the options.
It was either the thigh or like straight into the chest, like adrenaline.
So you got the thigh. And now I'm questioning whether or not Strider has more in common with Nightwing and is carrying 2 cured hams on their backside.
Listen, I work out.
Um,
Leave me alone.
It is officially canon within the DC universe that Dick Grayson has an amazing ass. Just saying. So with that, Strider's out. Strider's out for a bit, but so is Honeybee and everybody else at Ground Zero. You can hear finally the cop sirens. The officers are on their way to arrive to whatever hell this is. So, do you guys sort of melt away with Strider and your ill-gotten gains? Or are you sticking around?
How much trouble will we be in if they realise that we've stolen from the villain? Starla.
I'm like, yeah, we gotta go. We gotta
Loki.
go immediately. You have those boots. Can you get Strider to the hideout pretty quickly?
I don't know.
Okay, well,
We can
yeah,
try.
we gotta go.
Loki writes like a very quick note and sticks it on Honeybee's head. He's just kind of like, okay, good enough, let's go.
What's the note say out of curiosity?
The note says, "This battle was sweet."
Sorry you missed it. Gotta look after a friend. We're still heroes, by the way. It's chill. And then just doesn't sign it or anything, just takes Strider and goes.
I think
Oh dear. Okay.
Oh,
Darla
no.
is very worried about Strider, but also saw the anti-venom get produced. So I don't know if they're gonna go back to the base. I think they might go do.
I'm unconscious. I can't help with this.
I would not leave Loki alone with Strider.
I feel like Starla trusts Loki. I think I trust you to get him back to the base and make sure he's safe. Like, why wouldn't you do that? There's no
I'm
good
swear,
you wouldn't do
if
that.
I die on the way there,
No. You won't die. It'll be far worse. You'll end up in another dimension at this point.
Yeah. I go, Loki,
Mm-hmm.
no funny business. Get him back to the base.
Bitch! I have magic. I'm not that strong. Help me.
Oh, you need help carrying him. I thought, okay.
Look
yeah,
at
I
his
will do that.
ass. Look at his ass. We ain't carrying that.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, I got the feet. I'll take most of the brunt of the ass. I'll take the feet so I carry most of the ass part because I'm pretty strong.
And on the notes of carrying ass, we turn the page. And we find our heroes back in the base. Strider strewn out on one of the couches, just starting to come to. Definitely bruised in most places.
Hey, Cap,
Fuck.
you okay?
God. It's like
Loki
I clutched my chest. What the fuck happened? Oh,
We got blown
Loki.
up,
Yeah. Just hands
but it wasn't
in-
Loki.
It wasn't me for once. I did well. And just thrusts like a McFlurry into his hands. Like, apparently eating is good. I don't know. You're the one that's usually medical. I just do weird shit.
it's okay. Did you? Well, like pull the dart out of my thigh. It's like,
Oh, we didn't take that out. I'm sorry. I thought we took that out.
look around.
Maybe that's why.
I just like try to get up, and it's like clear. I'm hurt, but I can still get up.
You
Maybe.
are wibbly. It is to put it simply, if you were a fan of Spider-Man in the early 90s, this looks like the Strider looks like he went a couple of rounds with every Doombot on the East Coast sort of torn up Spider-Man. So yeah.
I grab some water. It's like, did we get Sanguine? What happened? Ugh.
Well, no. Sanguine turned into multiple bats, not just one. Very interesting how that physics works out. And then
Vampire
flew-
magic.
Yeah, and then flew off into the night. I guess they didn't get what they were hoping to get from a honeybee, though, so that's good. So we kind of accomplished our mission in like the most basic of ways, maybe.
We gotta find her. We gotta find her before she recoups. Ugh.
You also-
You're not going anywhere.
It's like
right
he
now.
turns to try to like walk out the door.
And I
Go back
catch
on.
you as you immediately trip, like you
Oh.
start to faint. Okay, buddy. I set you back down on wherever you were sitting. I'm like, okay, you need to rest. Really, what we need to be worried about right now, obviously Sanguine is a problem, but we still have the heist that we have to worry about tomorrow night. And I think that should probably be our focus.
She's gonna be out there sucking dry the nearest like smuck that she can find right now.
Yeah,
We
and
gotta
if there
call
were
this
other
in.
superheroes. Yeah, for sure. And if there were other superheroes, they would be able to stop that. But we're just one team, and tonight, I think we tried to do everything. I don't think we can do everything.
Yeah, I know. It's just fuck.
I fully agree.
Tell Vale, see if we can get some help in that regard.
So, do you like text Vale?
I don't know if I'm texting Vale or if I'm texting somebody else right now. I'm gonna have to roll for that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna text Vale. Need to talk. Are you free?
And we turn the page, and we see Vale taking on multiple doomsday bots of a very particular old school villain who has just decided to come out of retirement. Simply known as the Count. A figure that wears this large black cloak, goggles with clock faces over the eyes, very nice cravat with a giant clock face, and a bunch of clockwork, again, uber robots, as Vale is trying to dismantle these, dodge them as they're launching all sorts of doomsday rays, and is just having a day. It seems to be going around. As the Count is in the midst of full-on classic Silver Age villain monologue, we see on the wall of washes that is Vale's right forearm a little like text box, the most modern looking one, coming from Striker. And with that, like, after dodging out of the way of another bolt, just taps the screen and automatically just deploys, because the Veil has macros. Busy, I'll get back to you later.
I look at it. Sanguine's on the prowl. Thought you should know.
We see that come across the wrist just in time to see Vale get uppercut by one of these robots. Just flying into a wall, that superhero infant as bricks sort of impact. And we turn the page. So, not too many individuals know about the location of this base. That is one of the things that Vale made certain of when she first granted this base to Strider and his first team. And still to this day, not many people know of this place's location, what it actually means. But a very similar dark-gloved figure is standing outside the exterior of the base. And we see, placed absolutely silently outside the main entrance to this place, a old-style parchment note with a wax seal, no imprint, just a standard giant red dot. And the black robes left alongside the note outside the door.
Does our security system pick this up?
No blips, no warnings, nothing on cameras. The cameras work on multiple spectrums. There's nothing on cameras.
Guys, it's been a long night. A lot has happened. It's been very rough. But I think Strider, you need rest.
I'm fine. Trust me, I'm fine. Just an hour and I'll be back on my feet.
Okay, well, I think maybe I need some rest. I'm in the middle of a lot right now, and I don't think going after Sanguine again is a good idea right now, for sure. Loki, what about you? I know that you did chug a bunch of coffee before the battle, but
You know, I have some new boots I need to practice with. Plus, it's like 3 a.m. And I left a note to the police, but I don't think it's going to be very helpful, and I think I may get us in more trouble with that note. I'm sorry, you weren't here, Strider. You were unconscious. And I panicked and thought, what would the logical one do?
Did you put our names or anything like that on there?
No, but I did let
I don't
them know
think
that we
we
were
did.
heroes.
Okay, then they're not gonna find out, I don't think, unless they got cameras, which they probably will, but
unless those cameras got blown up.
yeah. Well, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Can we burn the bridge when we get to it?
I say yeah.
Yeah.
I've burned lots of bridges, and it has worked out okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah, let's break off here and meet up again tomorrow night.
Yeah, we should also meet up again tomorrow night, and we should try to get into the what is it called? The Vault of Secrets, the Hall of Secrets,
House of Secrets.
House of Secrets.
the House of Secrets, and we should try to get inside and stake out and wait for them to try to hit it.
I wonder how
I
Do
many.
you
can
know
do
how
that.
we're gonna do that?
I can stake out the place once I wake up.
Well, maybe, but we don't know about the security system. Like, is there a code? Is there a key? Is there?
It's magic. It's gonna be circles and paper stuck to walls that cause demons to like pop out. I don't think our tech is gonna help us with this one. And besides, we're not trying to get in. We're trying to keep people out. So.
I wonder
that's
how
true.
many different dimensions would converge on that place.
Based on what Vale's told me, probably a lot. I think it's based on I think the house is on a ley line, or something like that.
I feel like if Vale met me, Vale would be very upset with me with some of the things that I've done. Sometimes they're good. McSwitzerland is a good one.
I think Vale doesn't like people in general. Took me a while to get in her good graces, so.
Well, it seems like we have something in common, at the very least.
Well, I think you're fine, so.
Okay. Well, we've got a plan. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
See
You
him?
walk out the front door.
Yeah, I'd probably walk out with him.
So you see, right at the front door, there's a note and a black rose.
Well, this is suspicious. I vote Strider. No, Strider's hurt.
I'm.
You're hurt. Rock, paper, scissors to see
Fine.
who has to open the creepy note.
I'll do it, and I just take it and I open it.
Dear heroes, it has come to my attention that you are still operating within Empire City. This is both good and irritating. I have seen to it that Overdrive will no longer be a thorn in my side. My apologies for absconding with them, but as my current plans are in place, I cannot have them meddling. I will see about returning them at the appropriate time when my plans have finally come to fruition. Sincerely yours, Wiley.
Wiley? Who's Wiley?
Wile E. Coyote? No, that's a cartoon.
Been reading the files.
Good call.
Guess I can still use that +1 from
Oh, yeah.
Captain that I didn't get to use, so yeah. So, +1.
Mark potential.
Now he's frustrated. Now he's.
You don't know who Wiley is. However, first, because of Wiley's past, Loki, give me a superior roll. Mark potential. Wiley apparently is very obscure. All right. Starla, give me a superior roll.
I absolutely will. Dun, 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 superior. I'm a villain. I was a villain. Oh,
Okay.
yeah!
So, you know a good bit. Wiley was a hero.
Oh,
Was.
my foil.
Past tense. Young hero based out of Ohio. And then something happened with the team he was working with, and he went off the rails. And has now become some sort of villainous boogeyman, where he will just appear and people disappear when he does. Sometimes they come back, sometimes they never come back. He is very full of himself, incredibly confident, and incredibly hard to pin down. One of the few things that people know of him with his power set is he's a teleporter. But he doesn't do it in the like Banff way. It's more of a I'm going to tear reality temporarily a new hole and walk through sort of deal. Like on the scale of things, like he's not punching at like Doctor Doom levels of bad, but he's close and operates on his own strange morality. And he has your friend.
Loki, this guy is a little bit like you, but like, super evil.
I don't like when people steal my shtick. It's my shtick.
And you know what? You're good at it.
We could? He probably left this, right? Logically.
Yeah.
I have a bad idea that might work well.
What I want to know is how
all
the
ears.
fuck he knew where this was.
Reality's always a bit wobbly. If I can focus on the letter and the rose that he left, I might be able to visit him, bring him here.
No, if he
fuck
took
with
out,
reality.
like, if he's anything like the mask, the mark says, it's probably a bad idea.
Yeah, but
I have to
Especially
take him
right
on
now.
as a team.
he has over. No, that's why I would do it. I would do it like not at the base. That's a bad choice. Somewhere away from the base, away from people. See
We
what
could call on him while we're defending the...
No, he would likely cause more problems there.
He's probably behind this, like, somehow. I don't know how all this is connected with Sanguine and whatever these heists are, but I think he's involved somehow. I don't think he's a friend at all.
And if he can teleport, that means he doesn't have to meet us outside of the building.
Yeah.
But
It
if
means that we
he's-
need to find a way to get inside that building so we're prepared for him when he comes.
If he's fucking with reality, it's never a surefire thing. It's why things go weird all the time.
I'll just get some rest. I'll take the note, see if I can't run it through like a scan to see if like there's anything that we can tie him to, any sort of like chemicals in the paper, any like signature thing that we can get off of this thing.
I'm gonna keep the rose.
Yeah, you can keep the rose and the letter if it's going to help you.
Oh no, Strider can have the letter.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, guys. I guess we'll... Yeah, Starla walks away. Although I don't go home.
Get to that in a moment. Where does Loki go?
Loki also heads away but doesn't go home either.
Okay. Where's
Loki is
going?
Loki's going to unpopulated area to try and fuck with reality.
So you're headed outside the city.
Yeah.
Are you headed to the beach? Are you headed to the river? Where are you going?
I'm gonna go for like the river.
There's a number of unpopulated sections that have yet to be developed along the riverside. So you head upriver. It's getting to be early morning by the time you get there. What are you doing?
Loki's gonna meditate with the rose and try and unleash their powers to get some kind of connection with Wily.
Go ahead and give me a freak roll.
Don't fuck me, game. Yes!
I've got very good news and very, very bad news.
Oh no.
You make a connection. It's a strong one. It's not to Wily. It seems as though this individual, Wily, is very educated on all of you. Knows what you can do, what you're likely to do, and left a little trap for you.
Oh, of course he did.
So you make a connection. And you see what you are thinking is on the grand scale of cosmological figures within magic. There are things referred to as constants. Constant that this rose is known as consumption. It is a being that is a personification of entropy. Not death, entropy. And you glimpse upon it in all of its terrible glory. You see it, and what's worse, it sees you. But you have the power because you succeeded to cut that connection off as soon as you realize. You think you're safe for now. But you now know that someone you're dealing with, this Wily, has access to really potent magical goods and just put you on the radar of a thing that just eats everything, especially those that practice magic.
Loki's, just before they head home, they're gonna text the Mark and just be like, so I fucked up, and just leave it at that.
I'm gonna text back and be like, yeah, and listen, I think I might have too. If you want to come meet me, there's something I've got to do, and having some backup would be helpful.
We'll get to that. So, Strider, are you going to get some rest, or are you going to analyze this damn note?
I'm a good little soldier, so I'm gonna analyze the damn note.
I'm not even going to make you roll.
Yeah.
You've got the tools. You
Mhm.
have the expertise.
Mhm.
They'll train you on this sort of stuff. While the detective stuff isn't your bag, it is your mentor's, and she has been doing her best to get it through, and has given you the tools to do so. So within the base, you have a mass spectrometer. You have a carbon dater. And the things that are coming back shouldn't make sense, but the data you're getting is the data you're getting.
Okay.
This paper is from the 15th century. The ink is from the 17th century. The wax is modern.
I'm going to go find Vale. We need to talk.
Head out to find Val. We'll get to that.
Mhm.
So meanwhile, Starla, what are you up to? Where did you go?
I don't know if I just got that text from Loki, or if
No,
that's
it's gonna
gonna
be a
happen.
while.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to. Oh my God, we've said it so many times. The House of the Hall of Secrets.
The House of Secrets.
Okay, so I shouldn't have doubted myself. That was the problem there. I'm going to the House of Secrets. And I'm going to my first thing that I want to do is I imagine I have my backpack with me. Maybe I don't, but I want to hide an empty backpack like behind some trash cans. Because I am gonna have to steal things from the House of Secrets for Lovelace. This is a bit retconny, but do you think Lovelace would have told me how they plan on getting in? Or they might not have known that, though.
They don't know about breaking in.
Mm-hmm.
Again, the House of Secrets has a reputation. Without even making a roll, here's what you know. You can make a roll later to know more. 1. It is most certainly haunted. 2.
Oh, nice.
It has a tendency to attract things that shouldn't be in other people's hands to itself. 3. It is rumored it connects to a number of different magical portals. 4. It is rumored it has a keeper, someone who looks after it. No one's seen them since the 1940s. 5. Mystical heroes and villains normally avoid this place like the plague. And the reason why is number 6. The place is cursed. That's the common thing you find out. That's just common knowledge.
That is a lot of don't go in there. But what am I gonna do? I'm most certainly gonna try to get in there. I think I'm probably staking the place out. I'm like looking at like windows, at the doors, trying to see if I can see any security system inside.
I will now describe the House of Secrets. So, our Empire City, the Empire State, is our stand-in for New York. House of Secrets is this little speck of blue away from this world century. It's in Greenwich Village. And aside from all the brownstones, the walk-ups, this is a place that has a gate, a wrought iron gate around it, a wrought iron fence. It has a yard. It has a backyard. It is an old American Victoriana style wooden house. 4 stories. Looks like it also has a basement. 4th story is just a small tower. It has 2 windows. It looks out on the area around. Around this place is a number of just brownstone walk-ups, multi-story, taller than this thing. And third story, number of windows open to the front. Not many windows around the rest of it, just the front. Second story, same sort of deal. There's a couple of windows along the sides. First story, tons and tons of windows. It has a wraparound porch. It has many, many windows. But all of them have curtains that are pulled. Every single window. There are all these windows that can let light in. And they all have heavy curtains covering up what's inside this place. And it is painted a faint gray blue, but the shingles and accents are this incredibly dark black. This is a house that gives off an air of menace. People don't want to come. Pretty house, avoid. That is the vibe that you're getting off this place.
I think as I look at the House of Secrets, I see almost like it's this weird thing where I have this moment where I see almost a reflection of myself, like something that seems menacing, very difficult to like see what's inside and get into, and that kind of just makes me want to conquer it that little bit more. So I think what I'm going to try to do to get in, first things first, plan A, is I'm going to try to maybe get the high ground and try to get on the roof, like with the brownstone walk-ups around it, and maybe try to enter in from the 4th floor. You said it was like a tower?
Yeah, it is a sort of, again, that rounded Victoriana style architecture, where it's this round tower with this round roof that has a lightning rod attached to the top. The lightning rod is in the shape of a fleur-de-lis, and just sitting atop this tower. And yeah, if you can get on top of one of the brownstones, which isn't too hard, you can try and leap off. It's a bit of a drop, like
With my utility belt. My shiny new utility belt, is there anything like a grappling hook or a rope or...
there is a small, high tensile wire grapple with rope that's there. It should be able to handle your weight easy. It's just tech that you haven't used in a while.
I'm gonna go for it though.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a this feels like an unleash your powers ability utility belt sort of stuff. Let's do a freak roll.
Freak roll. Ooh, I'm a little freak. I'm sorry, I shouldn't. I did that came out before I thought about it. Okay.
Don't worry about
Anyway. An 8.
8. So you can mark a condition, or you can tell me how this is temporary. Or
It's
unstable.
I imagine it's temporary or unstable. What I imagine probably happens is because I haven't used it before, or used this one. I've never used this one before, and I haven't used it in a while. I probably I get it attached to like maybe even the rod or something, or like I try to attach it to the rod, and then as I jump, maybe it shifts and like I have to like grab onto something And maybe I don't grab onto the fourth floor. Maybe it's the third or the second, but yeah.
All right. So you are dangling off the side of the third story. And we're going to turn the page. So, Strider, you're looking for Vale.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Still
Vale
beaten
is-
up. I put on some bandages and some pain meds. Out looking for her. So.
Again, you know Vale does regular patrols.
Mm-hmm.
When you find Vale, because you will, she looks almost as bad off as you do. Like, you have rarely seen her this bad. She looks like she just went like 20 rounds with almost every single villain in the city. Sort of bad. She's stumbling, making her way back to one of the safe houses she has dotted about the city.
We'll meet her there. I probably know how to get in. So.
You're both stumbling as you get in. So what's so pressing?
Well, you look as bad as I feel right now.
That doesn't answer my question. What's so pressing?
Somebody knows where the base is? And I don't know how. Got a vampire on the loose. Honeybee's got some newfangled tech that I haven't seen before. And whoever sent this note, and I toss her the note, is a time traveler, or is really good at finding old shit to use.
Time travel's a rarity. Most of those that do so know better than to use things that can use to track them.
That or, happenstance, they end up not being here for 10 years.
She has that look of, I kind of walked into that. With very rare exception, there are few who time travel because of the ramifications that come from it. Those who often do end up dying, terribly or worse.
Makes me feel so much better about my current situation. Just gonna sit down in a chair.
But it's not you. You are not using powers to do so. The thing with those who have power to time travel is they lose a sense of time, a sense of place, a sense of humanity. They lose that context, and with that loss, they lose themselves. You still have it. Don't lose sight of that.
Look, I blink my eyes and 10 years have passed. Everyone's gone. Everyone's changed. You've changed, for one. So I gotta ask you, did you tell somebody about the base?
No.
Okay. Did you know about Sanguine?
Knew she might be on the prowl, but I had bigger fish to fry.
Bigger fish to fry. She's killing people out on the streets.
I have a number of villains in this city that I have to keep tabs on at any given time.
I
just
know,
had to-
but most of them aren't like chewing into like folks' necks and spurting blood all over the walls.
Yes, but I just have to put down an entire army of doomsday bots. The Count is back. I just got through.
Really, the Count?
Yes,
Ugh.
the Count is back. And that's this.
Why didn't
So-
you ask for my help with this? We're supposed to be a team, right?
Because I can't be everywhere.
The-
Honestly, I don't. Strider, you're good, but I need to be absolutely focused on dealing with these threats. I can't be worrying about anyone but myself right now.
Yeah, and I'm not a kid anymore. I'm 22 years old. I can help. I have helped most.
You can help me by looking into why Honeybee has no tech. You can help me by making sure that the villains of the city aren't getting their hands on more and more advanced or dangerous technology. That allows me to keep fighting. That's how you can help. She winces. Like, the woman you knew always kept a stone face.
Just lay down real quick, and I'll get the meds.
There's a flash of shame across her face. And instead of shooing you away, she actually sits down.
I get the gauze and the stitching. Take off her mask. Get to the wounds, and while I'm treating her, I'm just like, I don't know. I just kind of look at her. Everything's changed so much since I've been away.
10 years is a long time.
Yeah, I'm figuring it out. I got these new smartphones, you see them? Yeah. It's hard for me to process it all. And this, for me, it was just a few weeks ago that you and me were taken down King Stag in Oregon, and dealing with his cultists, and it feels like you've shut me out. And I don't know why. There's a kind of dab with a cotton ball in one of the wounds.
A lot has happened. And a lot has changed.
I'm still me. I can still throw a punch. Hell, I'm still here.
It's not about throwing punches anymore, Scott.
What happened? You didn't used to be so tired. And don't say old age.
You weren't the only one missing, Scott. You turn the page.
Wait, what? No, you can't turn the page on that? What the fuck?
Watch me.
Oh my god.
The power.
And we're back to dangling off the side of the House of Secrets.
Ooh. Yeah.
And you're hanging there. And you see you're looking into one of the windows below you on the second floor. And you're able, because you're so close, to see through the curtains. A light turns on. And then there is a well-dressed, masculine figure just standing in the window. You can only see the lower abdomen and the legs. And then all of a sudden, for no good reason, the shingles that you're holding on to just let go. You are in free fall. So, I will give you one chance to redeploy the grapple. So go ahead and unleash your powers one more time.
Okay, I'll do that. And then, yeah, okay. Okay, I made this decision. And this is a freak roll, yes? Making sure, getting everything correct.
You can do it.
I can do it. Also, this is obviously the answer no, but we have like a lot of like +1s and +2s that are willing to hand one of those to me.
Well, you're no longer up as a team. So you can't spend
true.
team without the team leader.
That's true. They're not here. Okay. Let's see. A 9.
Okay, so good news. You redeploy the grapple. You arrest your fall before just smacking into terra firma. You swing. But you do not control your momentum. And it feels almost like you're being pushed as you have attached the grapnel to one of the brownstones. You swing, and you find yourself, when you land on your 2 feet, outside the property on the sidewalk, outside the gate of the House of Secrets.
Didn't work out, and they know I'm here now. Well, lost the elements of surprise. There's no way the person in there is going to let me take what I want. It's over for right now, I guess.
That's when you get the message from Loki.
Yes. And I send them exactly what I said I should send them, which, hey, Loki, I think I might have made a mistake. Can you meet me? And I don't want them to meet me directly outside the House of Secrets, like maybe a block away. Because whoever's in that house is currently watching me for sure.
And there is a diner, fortunately enough,
Nice.
just a block away. It's in one of those rail cars that they repurpose. So in this 24-hour greasy spoon, you're there, sitting there. Loki, you come in. It's nice, it's wonderful. The two of you are talking, and then we just see a pair of hands reading the newspaper. except it's not today's newspaper. It's a very specific newspaper with its headline. Victory in Europe. VE Day. The hands are gloved. The very familiar black. And that's where we're going to end today's episode.
Ooh.
Can't do this to me. Can't do this to us.
I mean, it just makes me more excited to see what this interaction with Loki is going to be.
And so, I've enjoyed myself, folks. I have been your humble narrator and editor, Pope. And I am so glad to have all of you here, and even more glad to have these people as players. Let's find out where you can find them, what they are up to, and what the next issue of their solo comic books are. And with that, first, let's go over to Kayla. How are you doing, friend? What are you up to, and what is the next issue of Strider?
Yeah. I'm doing alright. Wondering what the heck Vale is talking about though. So we'll find out next week at the booth. But I am Kayla Belmont. You can find me on twitter.com at Kaleidoscopes. That's Kayla I and then Doscopes, because it's a pun. And I am looking for game work, so if anybody knows anything about that, just let me know. And I think for the second issue for Strider, it's gonna be them up against a mirror, with their hands up. They've been cut and bruised, and it's clear they're not in a good spot right now. And if you look at the mirror, you can't see the figure in the foreground, but you can see that it looks like his old alter ego Spotlight. And we'll say that the issue is called Attack of the Self.
Nice. Someone who had a surprisingly nice time today would be Faye and Loki. How are you doing, friend? What are you up to, and where can we find you? And what's the next issue of Loki?
Hi, I'm almost Faye, or Faye, if you're nasty. I play Loki, aka Saskia, if I ever remember their name properly. If you want to find more of me, you can check the 3 T's of the internet, Twitter, Twitch, and TikTok at Almost Faye. Just now I am existing. That's really about it. I got yelled at by nurses this week, so I'm back to existing. And issue 2 of Loki's Adventures. So the full series is still the sort of like Multiverse of Madness, sort of crossed with Ferris Bueller's Day Off. So that's the full like Loki solo adventure. But this issue 2 has like the silhouette of Loki, and it's almost like Loki has the artist now, and then slightly smaller, and then like a very small Loki. And issue 2 is going into their history because they don't talk about their past. But most of the things don't make sense. And there are about 20 different cliffhangers in this issue alone, deliberately. Like, you'll get a page and at the end it's a cliffhanger, and then it jumps to another bit, like, no, you're not getting to know anymore. And it's almost like they've designed the comic as if there are sections that have been ripped out deliberately, as if someone is making sure you don't learn the full story.
Very cool. And someone who is cool under pressure and most definitely has a lot ahead of them is Starla, played by Layla. How you doing, friend? Where can we find you, and what's the next issue of the Mark?
I'm doing great. Well, my foot is broken, but other than that, I'm doing great. That's a whole thing. I'm Layla Bamonziari. You can find me on Twitter at elbamonziari. It's spelled out in the chat, I believe, or if there's a link to it in the chat. Yeah, I'm always looking for more TTRPG work. This is the only thing I've got going on right now, but I would love to play in your games, streamed or otherwise. I'm trying to play like as many different systems as possible. So also, if you're looking for someone to play test something, like honestly, hit me up. I love it. I'm here for it. As for my comic, I think that my comic is Starla is in this room that I think they imagine to be the House of Secrets and what it looks like inside. And it's like almost like this weird like trip because they keep walking like out of the room and then ending up in the same room, and then but they're like searching for these items that they need to give to Lovelace. And then it's like, it does that weird dream thing where suddenly something completely different is happening and they're still in the same place, but suddenly they're fighting with the team. And I think at some point, like they're about to be pushed into like a portal because they know there are portals and they're really worried about it. And the nightmare comes to its worst point when Strider interferes with someone they're fighting and them about to be pushed into the portal and gets pushed through the portal themselves. And that's like the nightmare they're having on repeat, just like over and over again. And that's in their comic. It's like the repetition of history.
Big feels.
Oh.
They're going through a lot right now, so their comic, not happy.
Oof. And hey everybody, Pope here, Pope World on Twitter, Pope World on Twitch. I work on all your streams. If you want to see more of my ridiculous face, you get a number of opportunities throughout the week. Coming up next is this Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern over on Valdrian's channel. We continue on with Defiant, Trail of the Dead. So the apocalypse is a thing. There are horsemen, and they want to just, ruin things. And so they have their agents dotted about the globe, and they have just found one of them. And that's a bad thing. On Sundays, 3 p.m. Eastern, over on Weave the Tale, see me back in the GM's chair, running Pugmire, What Lies Buried. If you like good doggos, if you are a fan of Redwall or some of those other anthropomorphized heroes of yore, or a personal favorite, The Secret of Nim, come on down and see what our good dogs are up to and what sort of dark but yet familiar things they face. But if you want to dial the darkness up to 11, also on Weave the Tale, Mondays, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, is Simba Room. If you just want to see me scream in terror for about 3 hours, tune in for that, as we are in the darkness of a Nordic-inspired world filled with monsters and terrible deeds. And then on Wednesdays, get to see me play just a murderous disaster spy in the spy game Hexcrawl over on Follow Black Cats at 2 p.m. Eastern. And then be back around here on Thursdays, 8 p.m. Eastern, for more Masks Advanced Studies. Thank you all so much for watching. We're live VOD, YouTube. The story is nothing without its audience. Thank you all so much. And take care of yourselves and one another. See you next time.